wait to see how this all plays out.
Well, his bus path looking like it's cutting the island basically in half. Southeast to northwest. From Paradise Palms to Junk Junction, we've got a solid spread of players. You can see there, don't forget those little icons, the llamas. There's one in retail, one just east-southeast of Salty Springs, and one just south of the little soccer field, sports complex there, west of Tilted Towers. I look forward to maybe match number 6, the duo, the 2v2 of Godnik and Super Evan versus Nick Merckx and Aiden. We got Bizzle and DMO dropping down into Dusty Divot, including a team, Tendons and Punisher. Tendons and Punisher have gone to the warehouses at Dusty all 6 games.
Yep.
You have to realize some of these players, I mean, Tfue and Cloak, again, looking at the mini-map all the way down there. I've grown accustomed to seeing those red arrows down there, Jack, every single game. And still, surprisingly to me, no one trying to challenge that.
At some point, they've got to just send 10 people there.
I mean, realistically, how about this? If we ever end up playing in these, I'm going there. I want you to know that right now.
Yeah.
Solo.
I'll see you there.
If I have to. No, you won't follow me because you don't want to run into Cloak or Tfue either.
Nope, not at all. As already, Nick Merckx getting this extra
Quite
bit of materials. And I believe, is this the new skin that literally just came out with the randomized skins? This is new, right? I think this is it.
Didn't this come out? I think that came out with the Earhart skin as well.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Do you even play Fortnite, Jack? I'm kidding.
Oh, my bad. I've been a bad skin buyer in the shop.
You'll make up for it, I promise. Don't worry. Aiden and Nick rotating across that north side there. Super Evan trying to get a top-down view, probably calling out to Godnik right now that they're in the open exposed, but Nick's got that grappler, so elevation might change. Shots from the top of the tower. Here we go, Nate Hill and Fung Bomb. It's a duo we're expecting this to see put up some big numbers.
My goodness.
17 eliminations from these two. Look at the materials, 15,000 and almost 10,000 wood acquired between the two of them. 700 more damage dealt than they've received, which I think that explains clearly why they've been picking up so many elims.
Yeah, why they're near those top spots. Nate
Snobby
Hill
Shores.
popping that mini. Moving back over to Nick. He's just chilling right now. For the moment, doesn't have a lot of materials, but they're all in the same building. Godnik and Super Evan. I'll give them props, man. They have not backed down from any of these fights. Can Nick Merckx and Aiden continue this momentum they earned from last game with the 5 elim they put, with the 9 elims they put up, sorry, the 5-point game they had.
Those two just dropped down. You saw Super Evan and Godnik falling down the middle of that stairwell. Is how they got to the bottom so quickly. It wouldn't surprise me if Aiden maybe potentially looking for a peek and angle from up top.
With them running away and trying to like just get back from these fights, I think Aiden and Nick are thinking maybe these guys don't have as much shields as you know they'd like to have. Maybe they're most confident in their ability to fight right now, and I think that's why they're trailing this so hard.
Almost surprised. I'm kind of surprised Aiden hasn't hooked Nick up with that 50, even though it would only give him 25 shield, just topping him off. And this 2v2 has happened so many times. You know, Dobai over peak in a 2v2 of their own in Shifty Shafts. The shot from underneath, and Dobai loses all the shields, but Villex goes down. The duo Villex and Jaganza eliminated in the final game here. Dobai missing all the shield. Overpeak still sitting at 75. Saint Morgassi, the tack shotgun, takes the team of Atlantis out. Paradise Palms, a pair of eliminations for this duo as well.
I feel like we've had a couple more limbs off the break right now. Players having to realize, hey, we need to put up some big numbers in this one if we want to climb back in, and that starts with getting these eliminations, moving towards the big bonus. Nick Merckx and Aiden. Now Godnik has made his way to the top of Big Red. I think Aiden right now might be falling back to try to give Nick the big shield, and well, as I say that, he gets ripped on up too. Here's Diggy, in perfect tilt, in their fight near the bridge. That was a quick little cleanup on the Germ, but back to the Nick Merckx and Aiden fight inside Tilted Towers.
There's a rift to go right next to Nick. If they need to get out, I wouldn't be surprised if they both double back to that. Somebody picks it up and they use it immediately. Now look, for just a moment in the distance from the sports complex, Zexro's name popped up.
Yep.
They might be getting ready to rotate east directly into Tilted to feed into the same 2v2.
It's worked for them in the other games. You know, why wouldn't they? Wow.
Ooh,
DK just ripped Dean in half with that AR spray. Sorry, with that SMG spray.
A window edit, quick window edit. DJ trying to find the other half of that duo there. Switching the ramp very quickly, trying to Match Height gets an angle from underneath, but a third party taking shots from the southeast. He's going to have to double back down and pop a couple of those minis. DK's got to be in a position right now to assist his teammate. Aiden very low on HP.
Look at Nick's materials, legitimately 0.
Full zeros. Half mats.
Half mats needed now more than ever. Both teams traded damage, and there's that third party we talk about.
Guarantee
Nick
you
Merckx gets tagged.
It's got to be Zexro and Vinny coming in from that side.
And Nick's now knocked.
There it is.
They do the same thing every time. Nick's fall skirmish run is over with that elimination. It's going to be up to Aiden to try to make some magic happen.
We saw him actually, if you recall, I think during the fall skirmish in a solo week, maybe it was summer skirmish, Aiden literally jumped around in the open, taking shots at people, rotating out of Tilted, and picked up so many eliminations. I would not put it past him to be able to clutch this up for that duo.
Here's Dean, who was able to disengage from earlier on. He did get rezzed by his teammate Lyle. They're just going to run because the zone is there, and wow, with 1:40 on the zone and it's already hit them, I feel like they've got to run a far, far distance. And I just looked at my map that I have here, and yeah, they have to go halfway across the map. These guys are all in a rough spot right here. Here's Aiden. He's used one slurp, looks like he's found another. Only 184 wood in his inventory. Let's keep breaking down for more. Here's a replay from Bala. Dropping on down to 1. Quick swaps to those epic dual pistols. A nice shot on the Sketch. Did he find the second? Oh my goodness. Beautifully done. Winning that 1v2 with only 25 health.
Cloak and Tfue in retail. Must have rotated. At this point, I'm assuming they land down in the southeast corner, loot up like crazy, and then make moves towards, oh my gosh. They go for a Rift to get here. 25 eliminations. Look at the material, almost 20,000 materials used, Jack. I think that's more material than I've ever used in Fortnite.
Oh yeah,
these are cumulative stats over the course of, I believe, the entire fall, just the grand finals.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. But either way, Tfue and Cloakzy down low. They've got players on it. That's the new one. That's the new skin that has come on in. The Patch Patroller.
Yeah, those stats were just from the grand finals.
Available now in the shop. Or will be available tonight. Again, the skins today are completely random, so just so happened that Tfue in this final game wound up getting it. So now you've got Cloakzy bouncing around.
They're going to start rebuilding those walls. Aiden on the outside here gets caught off guard by Vinny, that team that loves to third party at Tilted.
That's all they do, and it's smart.
We got a round of applause here, though, for Nick Merckx and Aiden. An excellent show from these two. They should feel really good about the performance today, Jack.
Yeah, I'm wondering where they wind up ending up on the list, right?
So we'll have to see after this game. Now, Vinny and Zexro, they still have to make just a tiny bit of headway, though. Vinny's going to sneak in. They're both sitting on a ton of shield. Still plenty of HP. Tfue and Cloak looking like absolute tanks in the middle of the building there. Base Soldier, Marksman. Marksman missing a little bit of shield, but Base Soldier 100 as well. They're going to start knocking floors out. Pick up as many materials as they can. 72 hours, by the way, right now, with the most eliminations in the game. You might have seen his name popping up in the feed. He's sitting on 3 of his own.
Yeah, so Chap might have some.
You have to imagine if Chap's sitting on even a pair of his own, that's 5 right there. 2 points.
Really wanted to damage that
Very
floor.
angry at the floor. And TV's failing. Yeah. Swag Noodles saw his teammate down there trying to establish a 1v2. Ghoul, every shot he can get. Zap comes in to help Ghoul out. This duo knocking 2 more elims out. TJ going down to the Storm in the feed there. 74 players remaining. The match almost 10 minutes through. Saf and Ghoul going to lick their wounds in the building there, but the med kits between the two of them will make that easy. Gebber and Left Eye flying in those ramps. Just quick ramps up, single ramps, no reinforcement, just because all they need to do is fly for just a little bit of time. It's like Left Eye's playing a platformer there, jumping into the
Max stack grapplers. So darn good to have 3, or basically 4, 5, 3 in materials. As they just hang out for the moment.
I think an interesting stat to note here, the furthest distance elimination, Jack, was more Gossi thus far, only 27 meters away. All of these fights have played out very close
range. Very, very close range.
I think to me that states that a majority of the players that have been eliminated, by the way, a ton of materials in Zoof's inventory.
Yep.
A majority of the players eliminated have been from people dropping at the same POIs or just barely rotating in. Nothing has really been on rotation or a third-party situation just yet. Frost getting a shotgun there. DK's looking to pick up some tags over there on Devious, the 2v1. SMG spray gets Devious down from TJ, and he's going to pop those bandages to stay alive in the storm. They still have quite a ways to travel.
Tempo and Jo.
Another duo from FaZe. We've seen these guys put up excellent performances in the past.
They've got Wilds and J-Truth above them. Cease and Elevate right next door as well. How will they play this? It looks like they're just trying to hide, pickaxes out, just chilling on the low ground as Wilds and J-Truth are feeling real confident with all their health.
We saw on our screen for just a second, Jack. We made reference to 72 hours in Chap. Chap actually has already been eliminated with 0 elims.
Wow.
So only
Okay.
3 elims for that duo, but that's still a point. Could make or break a placement for them.
Oh, absolutely. Points at this stage of the game. One placement, 1 point in that top 10 if they wind up making it in there are the difference in thousands and thousands of dollars. It's Tempo and Jamok just staying low. Again, they are in the zone. Vinny and Zexro, we talked so much about how aggressive they are. They were the ones that did eliminate Aiden and Nick Merckx in this game. It looks like they want to fight for more against Marksman and Base Soldier. Every time we've shown Marksman, it's funny. He goes to call out something on the map and ping it. It's like we always catch him like mid-strategy call out.
Curious if they're going to go for a couple shots on them. They're floating away. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see here. He's trying to look for a peek. And here we go.
Make it rain bonus time.
The final Make It Rain bonus of the fall skirmish here. You hear that siren going off. Gives them 5.5 minutes for $10,000, the most eliminations during this time period.
Yeah,
Takes it home.
If no one claims this, it actually rolls over to the big bonus, the extra bonus there is for eliminations for the entire tournament. So that prize, I believe, would go from $50,000 to $60,000 if no one claims this Make It Rain. See what he gets in the crate. Anything good?
Anything good, Jack. It looks like a whole lot of good. He slides down. Vinny maybe missing the placement on the floor there. Angle catching him off guard. No big deal.
You got to think he'd drop one of these slurps for... Oh, wait, he already has two.
One of those slurps for another slurp, Jack. I'm not sure what to do at this point.
Nope,
Zexro
Zexro's just going to go pick
one.
it up. Yep, and use it.
A lot of players there. Still a team. The warehouse at Dusty Divot all the way up in the north. Northeast has a team. You got a pair rotating in from the east side, a few in the southeast corner. So there's a handful of teams still outside the zone. It looks like that north side push is going to be the most difficult around Dusty and further. 24 seconds until those teams have to start moving. And Vinny and Zexro have kind of a top-down view on everybody. At this point, maybe ramping up and just floating their way in. Oh my gosh, what am I looking at? The ramp size there. He looked at it for just a second. Jack, do you see that thing? Look at that thing. No one shot that down while they were building up.
Apparently not. And there it goes now, but...
You've got to imagine if someone built that ramp that high, I'm going to be...
They just glided to the south of the map.
And there's no way that they're still up there. So potentially shooting that ramp down was almost a waste of ammunition.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't have
Every
much,
single
then...
round kind of counts. Z's getting the knock on J-Truth, SMG, Zoof and Crodot just hanging out here. Elevate finishing that Elam you see in the feed. Tempo, Jamok, we saw moments ago. That push, as I mentioned, from Dusty Divot south is going to be one of the most difficult ones. So many teams built up in the same area using these trees as the line of sight.
Trying to break on through. Again, this is where these games get insanely hectic. 70 players left in the lobby. Tempo goes down. DK trying to finish this elimination, and he does actually get it. Will he grab the grappler? You got to assume so. And boom, just like that, DK and TJ are right now at the top of the Make It Rain bonus. But there's still a lot of time left for teams to begin to make some noise.
There's a rift to go down there.
Nope, they missed it.
They just barely missed it. Did they grab the grappler or not? I couldn't quite catch it. The shotty there.
I don't believe so.
DJ's going to try and secure his friend. He might not be able to do it, though. Wilds in the mix with everybody else, pushing from outside the storm and gets TJ in the back as he's rotating in. Very little HP left, but the storm's only ticking for 2, and he only has a little bit of a ways to go. Gonna have to pop that just barely to save himself. No fall damage taken. Still only 28 HP. Has a full shield in his inventory. You hear rockets coming out. Zexro shotgunning Marksman in the feed and picks that elimination up. Wilds hoping that nobody tracked him into this box, Jack. He's got to get that shield off if he wants to stay in it. Fung bomb the feed, picking up a knock on Dementos. Pate is still alive, gets the elimination, finishes it off. That's 2 teams with 2 eliminations apiece in this Make It Rain bonus with only 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Bizzle and DMO have a top-down view on who is below them, but they can't really third-party because you have multiple teams over there, the west side from where they are, the top right of your screen. They're going to take shots as soon as they peak. Every elimination right now it feels like it's even more important than the last, and you cannot expose yourself for too long. You have to make the decision as to whether or not going for an elimination and maybe pushing for a big bonus, those extra points, is the right play call, and Bizzle and DMO are just waiting, biding their time for a rotation.
They're just hanging out at the moment. What do Dean and his teammate wind up doing down low? You see Wild still there. They're trying to chase down that elimination. Bizzle and DMO, they hear it. They just haven't been able to act on it quite yet. Now here's a look at Salty. Cloakzy and Tfue still alive, still with max health each.
Multiple teams from Ghost stacked up in the same structure right now. Ghoul and Saf. Some teammates down below. Opponents right now, though. Taking a shot, seeing if there's anybody in the box. He pays the price for peeking just barely. Takes a little bit of damage. Vinny and Zextro sitting on some of these cubes. They're going to use these in an effort to just float past anybody they can. You can't see me in the air because you're looking at everybody else.
See, now, I would almost love to see them use the same tactic as before, where you float it up as high as you can. Now they're going to land and just pop in the middle, and still they made it, absolutely. But
the play call there, probably just trying to get into the safe zone.
Yep.
Shots going to come out, kind of exposing the open. A very small box. That sting grenade is going to cost him just a little bit. To drop down the shotgun, and the second shot from that double barrel missed, but it doesn't matter to Cloak. He gets the elim.
And he got knocked by a trap, so that player, because they got knocked, they'll be able to they should be able to get this res off. And they've got some utility to get out of here as well.
Nobody's going to make a push on that just yet. You saw Bog relocating. Dean was still knocking down a tree, trying to build up his own small 1-by-1 box. Anything to stay alive. The sharing of the shield there. Here we go. Ziff, Ronaldo pushing in on top of a box with an opponent underneath them.
And Ziff and Ronaldo already at 5 elims this game. Vinny and Zextro just joined as well at 5 elims now. Well, that's a beautiful.
Multiple tags
it's a
in that box.
beautiful stink. Was that on a Tfue and Cloak?
I believe it was.
Yeah. He's nearby this next zone too. Will not have to go too far.
Tfue and Cloak not missing a ton of HP at this point. Yeah, based on the position on the minimap, that had to be them that just got stink bombed.
He wants these materials so bad, and the items down there. There's a look at your scoreboard so far. Nate Hill and Funk Bomb at 3, so they'll get a point as well. Tfue and Cloakzy at 2 in total. Blind and Hysteria, who are doing very well in the first half of today. Haven't heard much of them since, but they're on the verge of potentially earning a point too.
You see in the bottom right, Tfue just took a little bit of damage. Another stink grenade coming out. Those stink bombs are so powerful in these competitive matches because so many players are in one or 2 or 3 box bases, and that's it. Zoning with those is incredibly good. Vinny and Zextro, we've had our eyes on multiple times. They took out Nick Merckx and Aiden.
They're already at the zone, so they're in a good position. Ziff just got another elimination, putting them now at 6, so they're on the verge of big bonus as well. Zextro and Vinny trading some of this ammo. They have a Portal Rift, a Rift to go.
Now, this might be the lowest player count we've seen at the first circle move. 40 players remaining. Typically, I mean, previous games we've seen 60 plus.
Oh, Jayamok now done too. Hysteria with another knock. If they can finish that elimination, that'll put them at 3. Should give them a point. Morgossi and Saint still in this as well at 2 total eliminations. And yes, Hysteria and crew confirm that elim, putting them now at 3. Will they get into the big bonus is the question for Ronaldo and Ziff right now. Remember, this is the final game of the Fortnite Fall Skirmish. Weeks and weeks have led up to this. Just shy of $2 million in prize money on the line this weekend.
Campfire there, trying to go for as much HP just in case during rotation someone decides to invade, catch them off guard. And here's the spread of the remaining players in this zone. A crate waiting atop Bizzle and DMO, and they may not even know it exists. Dweefo and Snood moving across, trying to pick that up, and they go for it and get it inside the box. Blind Hysteria still alive at the bottom. Tfue and Cloak at the top left of your screen still alive. Tendons and Punisher still alive. The number of teams we've seen from the beginning of these games almost every single time. And the distance on this one, Jack, is going to be tough. They got to move to the southwest corner of Salty Springs.
They're getting there right now. Blinded Hysteria are definitely getting there. What I do really like is how they're using these materials right now. One was just nearby, tried to go for the quick edit on the window to potentially secure another elimination, but look at how Blind is maneuvering. He's not panicking and overbuilding, right? He's making the most of every mat he has, not actually going for that pump shotgun.
Choosing the common tack.
Wow.
Caliber and Nolan floating in. He still has what looks like potentially another rift to go. We'll have to see depending on what's in his inventory when he lands. Saf takes out Raz.
Funk Bomb with another knock. They're now at 5, but Nate Hill is knocked, and Funk Bomb's taking a lot of damage from the zone.
Ronaldo and Ziff still sitting at 6 eliminations. One more will get him a 3rd point, and every elim after that is the big bonus, which means a potential for a ton of points for that duo. Funk Bomb hanging on there. Vinny's going to take shots from behind as these players rotate, but he's going to start to take storm damage. He's got to start moving.
They're gatekeeping right now. These stinks could be huge as well. People have to run right through this. A big 70 tag. No follow-up yet. Vinny does get tagged hard. Zexro still very healthy with a rift to go as well.
Over 1,000 small rounds. Are you seeing that? Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness.
SMG spray for days. Zexro.
Saf and Gould has moved to 6 elims. Ronaldo and Ziff at 6 elims. Vinny and Zexro at 6 elims. Who will move at a big bonus first? If any.
The play style change, Jack, I feel is apparent. Multiple teams at 6 eliminations.
Yep. Oh my gosh, look at the elim feed. Saf and Gould just jumped to 9 elims. Is that a 10th? 10 elims now for Saf and Gould. Oh my goodness. That just came out of left field.
So fast. Cloak still in the feed.
It's a 6-point game for them.
Cloaks, he's still around, has 3 to his name right now. 12 players remaining, Jack.
Ronaldo and Zip, they have not moved into big bonus yet. Rocket goes up. They're going to go ahead and fall on down.
The only rocket he had left. You can hear him land on top and start to build. The layering up, 9 players left as the circle is almost closing. Cloak and Tfue are out.
Yep. Great performance from them today. We'll find out where they stack up when we reveal the winners and standings after this.
Zexro sitting at 2 eliminations. His teammate is 5. Vinny has 5, which means they're at 7. Every single elimination for Zexro at this point.
No,
Saint just fell. Saint falls.
Nice knock. Zexro floating on down. He's just hoping people almost forget about him up here.
He could pick up multiple points right now
by just floating.
There's 6 opponents left.
Yep. I believe they're guaranteed top 5, which will be another point too.
Jack, look at the number of players just exposed in the open fighting each other. He's going to dip in. DMO.
He's floating on down. DMO now out. Zexro in the fight. Can he get it?
There it is! 8 eliminations.
Big bonus and the victory royale.
Jack, that game was worth 7 points for that duo.
Oh, what I say, it doesn't matter what your day's been up to this point. One pop-off game can make the difference. 8 eliminations and the victory royale. Beautifully played at the end. He saw his moment of opportunity, and he strikes right here. Look at this. Lands right on him before they can even react. He's got him eliminated. Beautifully done by Zexro. Congratulations to that duo. They just skyrocketed up the leaderboards. The difference in prize money for that performance could be $50,000 plus, if not more.
Welcome
and
to
they already won $50,000
exactly.
because of the, oh my goodness. Because of the
victory royale bonus.
They win $50,000 right away. You see the hugs there.
I want to point out one of the first things that he did was fix his hair right afterwards, too.
Got to give him props for that, baby. He knows there's a lot of people watching. This team, Zexro and Vinny, they definitely made a name for themselves this weekend and expect to see a lot more of them in the future.
We talked about them multiple times. Yes. The knowledge of the engagements in Tilted and exactly when to push in. It even paid off the last match, picking up a pair of eliminations on Nick Merckx and Aiden, knowing just when to move in, but not too early, not too aggressive, and waiting for the last moment. You saw right there as he's floating in from above. The timing on the drop was literally everything to win that game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all our matches today. Can we give a round of applause, please, for our players who competed in this insane, insane tournament? What a run it was. My pleasure to be here casting alongside you, Ben, because that was a ton of fun. Now we just have to wait and see. Who is our champions? Where does it all break down in the standings? Questions I think a lot of people have. That ghost duo who just had that pop-off game of the limbs, how far do they rise up? Zexro and Vinny, that victory royale with 8 limbs, how far do they go up? Tfue and Cloakzy, did they hold on to that top spot? Nick Merckx and Aiden, where do they move after that Game 5 performance? All things we'll find out here momentarily when we get the standings update and we crown our champions.
So many plays amidst all of these games. This is Game 6. We were just looking at earlier in the feed there in that first clip too. 72 Hours picked up a pair on top of what you see on your screen. Simultaneously, the shots here. An excellent flip on Devious. Lots of shots in the back as TJ's trying to rotate in. Saf and Ghoul up top just moving across. You have to think, at a certain point, some of these players have played so well for so long that what you're seeing on your screen is like second nature. It's muscle memory, Jack.
Yep.
Let's go!
There's a quick little fix of the hair. Avoiding the headset hair again. These players waiting to see exactly where they ended on up. A beautiful look at the setups back there. Again, thank you to the sponsors of the event for helping make this all possible. Thank you to everyone for tuning on in. Now it's just a waiting game. What a fun time it was. I mean, I just loved the pop-off games where there's the high limbs, the pushing into the big. I think the big bonus is a fantastic addition. Fantastic addition to the rule set.
At a certain point, once you get to that, once the player knows, you know, these duos know that they're on the verge of pushing in the big bonus territory,
Yep.
you can tell there's a shift in gameplay. They start to go for eliminations. They might throw themselves at teams in an effort to pick up just another point, because if you compare that to potentially a placement, you have to get 5th.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, let's be very honest, with the number of players still alive and how well they're playing from zone to zone.
Good luck.
Your best bet is to
Good
go
luck.
for eliminations if you're on the verge of 7+.
No, that's a real tough one to try to guarantee for yourself. Either way, though, what a brilliant time it was here for the fall skirmish. Had a lot of fun, not only participating, but also getting to watch these players. I think that a lot of the changes, like the glider redeploy, I think actually is really good. I enjoyed watching it and seeing how it all played on out in some of these moves this weekend. I think it did less of, players being able to get away from fights, because still you can just trail them, and more for the late game of people being able to rotate and stuff like that. It was actually really fun to watch.
As you're saying, rotating away with the glider redeploy, we didn't see it very often. I think part of that is because these players have such accurate shots.
Yep.
You're putting yourself at risk if you try and escape an engagement.
Yeah. No, it's and a lot of times it's where are they even going to go hide, because there's really not much opportunity with how many players are off on the map. Here's just some look at the matches today.
Look at his face.
He's got like a headache. He's trying to outlast the zone. These are all the victory royales from today. Again, each one of these clips, the players who won it win $50,000. So there you go, 50 grand. There you go, 50 grand. Like every time it pops up. Beautifully done. The hype there for good reason.
Jack, why can't we get 50 grand that easy, my friend? It's
we
probably
are
because
terrible.
we're not this good.
Yeah, we are terrible. That's the difference.
Very clearly.
Cloakzy was so close to dropping to the zone. He went for it, and he wins it. Brilliant moment there, as that was one of the big things that helped secure that duo towards the top of our standings. Funk Bomb was just dancing at the end. Didn't even know where Bizzle was. There it is
Up
again.
top. This movement, JDW just staying with the Storm.
Yep.
He didn't have any healing to his name, but he didn't need his blood weights outside. The Storm damage just slowly taken away.
Huge moment for that duo. Again, in this last second here, fights going on everywhere, and then Zexer says, hey, what's up? Bop, bop.
I'm here too.
I'll take that. Wins it, and man, just puts the icing on the cake for that 8 elimination victory royale at the end there. What a moment it was for them, as that definitely helped push them right up that leaderboard. Where they will be, though, who knows?
See the players here waiting to see the results. Just like with every other, I mean, during the Stream Invitational, we saw the totals pop up on screen. Man,
Yeah.
way to just build the suspense. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was tough for me back there and during the Stream Invitational,
Dude,
and
right?
and I didn't do nearly as well as a ton of other people. That first game, we're gonna remove from.
We're going to forget about that.
Didn't happen.
Dude, it's fun for events like that, because everyone's just good sports with it, too.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? I mean, obviously with this as well, but at the Stream Invitational, all the streamers just happen to be involved. All the people that got golden ticket random selects, they think they're going to TwitchCon, and the next thing you know, oh, you're also playing for upwards of $750,000 in prize money.
Absolutely crazy.
How can they be upset? It was so cool to take part in, and now we calculate the final standings, and we have your big reveal. I think it's safe to say here soon we'll find out if Tfue and Cloakzy did wind up winning. Did anyone catch them? Nick Merckx and Aiden, where did they move into? You got to think they jumped a few spots from that monster performance.
Oh, they had to have.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things about Fortnite, before we get to the results, once we receive those, we'll let you know. But, Jack, the people here in person, you see them all. They're literally everybody's standing, Jack. People want to see what happened. And Fortnite delivers one of the best crowds I've ever seen, and one of the loudest. Can we prove that, please?
You got to make it out to these events, folks. You got to make it out. If you second guessed heading over to TwitchCon, well, you made the wrong decision.
What do you
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. If you have the means to get out for one of these, you definitely should come out and make it. We'll take a look at more replays from today. It's just from throughout the day as we calculate these final standings. All sorts of great moments.
The stories of some of these players, too, Jack. Orgossi taking home the PAX West victory and then putting on an excellent show here. Ton of excellent mid-air shots. Teammates backing each other up left and right. I think Duo's gameplay is potentially, in my opinion, probably the best because you see cohesion between two players in a way that you don't see any other time. There's almost no game that does this in the same way that Fortnite does.
Yeah.
Plus the rivalries, Super Evan and Godnick versus Nick Merckx and Aiden every single game in Tilted.
It's fun. As they continue to push on through, Elevate and Cease. You know, their story, I remember seeing Cease eliminate the first 2 games instantly. That trap a limb from Nick Merckx was awesome. Blinded Asteria. That flick right there earned them another point. Pain and Bait Jesus. You heard their story from earlier on in the weekend, coming into this, winning their heat. Everyone bouncing on around in these fights. So it's fun to watch, man. The skill level in these lobbies is just insane. If you ever think you're a great Fortnite player, you watch these and you try to think about how you would stack up. I can promise you it is way, way tougher than it looks in a lot of these. The amount of, you know, thoughts you have to take in at any given second of what could be happening, where do you look out for? The threats are just never ending when there's this many people in these late zones.
So many of these engagements end up being almost instinctual reactions to what's happening on your screen.
Yep.
There isn't an opportunity to sit and think about what to do next. You just have to go with your gut. And plays like this, Zextra waiting until just the right moment, and he sees once players down there, you saw that, start to unload on each other. That's when he knows it's his time to strike, to drop in, and do anything he can to get that victory royale, and he did.
His ball again, if you remember this fight, he got the 2-piece victory by himself with only 25 HP.
Now, a number of these teams we've seen over the course of the fall skirmish and even before, Jack, we've seen them grow and evolve. Gameplay changes are one thing, and a lot of players maybe potentially have a tough time adjusting, but not the people that are here for the fall skirmish finals. They've adjusted, they've incorporated new gameplay mechanics into their style, and it shows on stream. You know, if you're watching them on their Twitch channels or YouTube or wherever, or even here in person at a LAN event, you can see it. You can see the gameplay changes, and man, what an opportunity to learn.
Absolutely, and I know we're going to have some live reveals of exactly where everyone placed on out, where they stacked on up to see where they were here. All I know is, man, hope we have many more of these events in the future.
Oh, Jack.
Simple as that. We need skirmishes forever.
I think from myself and Jack and everybody, if you're watching at home, if you're here in San Jose, the opportunity that everybody has given, even just us, to commentate these is incredible. I can't wait to see what's next. Overpeak, those clingers. Right on Vorlin.
I don't suck it. No, no.
I love hearing the comms.
Oh.
I can't wait to see what's next with Fortnite, Jack.
Right? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I mean, listening to production, getting things all sorted. I believe we'll also have some more live reveals here soon. I just heard about, you know, who winds up winning the big bonus as well. I know they'll see it on their screens momentarily. I'm not sure if they want me to spoil it or let them live react to it as well. There's a look at everybody. And boom, there it is.
Most elims.
Most eliminations of the weekend.
22.
They win $60,000 for that. Cloaksy had 22 elims. Definitely the battle star this weekend. The man,
Absolutely.
MVP across the board. What an absolute beast. Now it's time to begin to move towards our reveals of the standings. And in reverse order, we'll see where everyone's stacked on up.
Duo from Liquid there. 72 hours.
I think that
giving
sums
the
up
camera the eyes.
a lot of the stress the players are feeling.
At this point, it's just a waiting game, Jack.
So-
There's no building against this.
So keep in mind, Tifu and Cloakzy, they just won $60,000 for the most limbs this weekend. They won another $50,000 for their victory royale earlier. And there you go, some of the looks at the numbers. Again, $10,000 was awarded to these players just for making it this far. It'd be $5,000 per player. Congratulations to them. As we continue to see these live reveals, everyone waiting in the wings, see where they stacked on up, who will be in the top 10, where that prize money just jumps for every single placing. Players on their feet. More live reveals should be coming on soon. I think for a lot of these guys, if they don't see that first 10,000, they know, whoa, I got to be a little bit higher up than that. And whoa, there you go.
$27,500.
For Blind and Hysteria, absolutely incredible stuff for them. And they had already won a Make It Rain earlier in the weekend, $27,500 as well. Another one on the board, and Nick Merckx and Aiden, they get top 10. $22,500 plus their Make It Rain bonus they already had as well. Pretty darn good day and weekend for those two. Great to see them succeed. As we continue on through, we know of a lot of the players that are in our top 10 area. Who will be our top 5? As we keep waiting, as Cloakzy, you can tell, nervous about, whoa.
Top 3.
They are alerted of top 3, so we'll have to wait and see exactly who stacks up. Oh, so we're going to live reveal.
That's Vinny and
who won
Zexro
it.
right there.
We're going to
Also
live
top 3 and
reveal
Nate.
who won it. So Nate Hill and them
Funk
get top
Bomb.
3. So
Cloak and Tifu.
Nate
Vinny
Hill and Funk Bomb.
and Vinny and Zexro
Wow.
are your top 3 teams.
So we will actually have them come to the front to live reveal who winds up placing in each spot to break down the money for everyone. So you guys in the crowd will be able to see them right up there on the Boogie Down stage here in a couple moments.
Since we have the camera in the crowd, I want to test something, Jack, all right?
Go ahead.
Vinny and Zexro, make some noise.
Who do you... Okay, okay.
Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, make some noise. Jack, we talked about them repeatedly, but Tifu and Cloak, make some noise. We'll have to see the top 3 teams there. All 3.
Unfortunately, crowd cheers don't select the winner,
They absolutely don't.
or else I would have won
As
nothing
it
in
should
my
be.
life. But no, we'll be good to go here
Wait,
momentarily. You see
Jack,
the crowd.
let's test one more thing.
Yes.
Courage and Dr. Lupo, make some noise.
That was the loudest of all. So actually,
Jack,
take
I
back
would
what
like
I
to
said.
reverse
If the
what we
crowd
just
cheers
said.
actually matter.
That 100% decides the placement. Doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Tifu and Cloakzy won enough money already before this last part of whatever they get from top 3. Again, for us, I mean, what a blast it's been so far this weekend. We're now wait and see the live reveal on the stage with Zeke. I think he's getting the players all briefed and ready down there. For me, Zexro and Vinny, the Cinderella story of this weekend, I think.
They had some of the most intelligent play we've seen, I think, ever in skirmish.
Yeah.
It almost like they were reading our minds, because as we were discussing play calls and what they were potentially doing, they were doing exactly that, knowing when to move and where to move almost every single time, I feel like.
I just love how they approach the Tilted Towers play. Like, think of that last game. They go in, third party the fight, with Nick Merckx and them in Tilted, and uh-oh, here we go, folks.
The Tomato Man leading.
Our top 3 teams moving towards the stage. Who will be crowned our champions? Who will get third? Who will get second? Think of the money on the line. Remember, each of these positions, they're already all combined. They're winning $100,000 plus, you know, minimum. These are all 6-figure payouts. Again, they're walking on forward, led by the glorious Tomato Man. Again, since Tim the Tap Man wasn't playing, he's in that outfit there. No, I'm just kidding. That would be great, though.
Now these 6 are heading to the stage to meet up with Zeke. We'll have a little discussion with them about their placement. Now, keep in mind, please, all the teams that played over the course of the fall skirmish here did an excellent job. Hats off to them.
Folks, on the stage, it's our top 3 alongside Zeke. Zeke, deliver us the news, my friend.
TwitchCon, it's time. Let's meet our top 3. Tomato, you ready to bring them in? Let's go. fans, you aren't cheering loud enough. These are your top 3. Top 3. You guys feeling good? It's all right. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now before I announce your winners, I'll go line and just you guys can say something real quick. What do you got for me?
We played really badly the first couple games, so I did not expect to win the last one. That many kills. So I didn't really expect top 10, to be honest.
Top 3, not bad.
We had a couple bad games, but the last game we got a lot of kills, played low ground, and just fragged out.
Top 3, pretty good.
What was the question?
I feel good. We adapted and dropped different and just won.
Funk Bomb. Top 3. Nate Hill, how you feeling?
Good. I saw the shirt you were wearing yesterday. I like that. That was one. Our plan was to get top 3, so we did.
Top 3. Tifu, how you feeling?
I don't even know what to say. Like, to be in this position after winning 2 solos, fall skirmishes, like back to back, like this is a dream come true. Like I'm a loss of words.
Well, top 3. Cloaksy, what you got for me?
Dude, I don't have words. Just shout out to all the fans. Let's go!
All right, TwitchCon. It's time to claim some winners. You guys ready? All right. I have to be super secretive about this. I've got the results right here. You guys ready? Coming in as your number 3 duo. I'm hearing names. It is Vinny and Zexro. That's not loud enough. These are your top 3. Vinny, Zexro, congrats. We'll have you head on over here, back from where you came. Congrats. Gentlemen, if you want to scooch on over, one of these 2 duos is coming in the first place spot. What do you guys think? Who is it? Your number 1 duo. Coming out of the fall skirmish, 6 weeks of work pays off on this stage right now in front of all of you, at home. Your number 1 duo. It's Tifu and Cloaksy! This isn't loud enough! Funk Bomb, Nate Hill, that means you guys have come in 2nd place, but still, you are still number 2. How are you guys feeling after that?
We're feeling amazing, man. Like we had a lot of shit go on like during the fall skirmish, so to come back and show that we're still top of the top, like I feel great. Yeah.
I feel amazing right now.